This has been by far one of the craziest NBA trade deadlines in a while. I mean, the Ben Simmons, James Harden trade. Kristaps Porzingis is going to Washington. We saw other moves. CJ McCollum's going to New Orleans. But at the end of the day, the Chicago Bulls decided not to participate in the trade deadline, as they have looked, at least for now, it looks like they have just decided to stand pat and they're going to move along with the team that they have currently. And honestly, I'm okay with this. I know a lot of Bulls fans are pissed. They're screaming at AK right now. Now all of a sudden I'm seeing the fire AKME stuff on Twitter. Y'all are stupid. Please stop. Y'all just please. You're making Chicago Bulls fans look awful. This front office legit turned this Bulls team around in a year and a half, and we have arguably the best duo in the NBA, a great big three. We have one of the rookies a rookie going to the Rising Stars Challenge. We got Alex Caruso and Lonzo Ball, who I know they're injured, but that was very big. And obviously, DeMar DeRozan's in the MVP conversation. Look, man, you have to take what you get, man. And at the end of the day, the Bulls decided, hey, there was nothing out there that we thought was worth it. We're not going to give up any assets or try to force a trade or give up to any of our little assets that we have left just to, kind of get a little bit better. I mean, I think the Bulls are thinking if we can get a lot better, we'll do a trade, but we don't see that right now. And we're not going to make a trade that just pushes the needle just a little bit because, I mean, I'll be real, man. I don't think this Bulls team right now is a contender. I really don't. I think we're seeing, especially after all these moves done at the trade deadline, I mean, I think Philadelphia just got even more scarier, and we've never beaten Philadelphia with Embiid on the team. I think the Bucks still, I mean, they just got Serge Ibaka, and I don't think they need Serge Ibaka. But, I mean, we're looking at the Brooklyn Nets now. I mean, I would argue the Brooklyn Nets got worse, in my opinion, at least for now. I think down the line it's going to help them a lot, but for now, I think the Brooklyn Nets got worse. But anyway, I still don't see this Bulls team being the Milwaukee Bucks or the 76ers now. I think arguably the Miami Heat. And I don't see a trade out there that's going to push them over those teams, right? And if you don't see a trade out there, then there's no reason to make that trade. No reason to give up assets that you could potentially use in the offseason that, like right now, and just move the needle just a little bit. You could have waited to the offseason and, use those assets instead. And I think that's what the Bulls are going to be doing. So I think the Bulls are going to be very active in the buyout market. I think you're going to see some players have just gotten waived, and I think the Bulls should be looking into them. But at the end of the day, again, I don't think this Bulls team had a lot of assets. And I don't think the Bulls fans understand that. Like, everyone's screaming, oh, Kobe's an asset. But is he really? I mean, if you really think about it, next season, the team has to pay Kobe. And I don't know how many teams are going to want to do that. TBJ has no value out there on the market. The one person I thought that really could have been traded was Derrick Jones Jr. I mean, he has $9.7 million left on his 1-year contract. And expiring deal, I thought maybe AK would try to move him, but he's hurt. It's hard to trade an injured player. So he was not probably looked at as much, and also I don't think a team wants to take on that contract. So there's not a lot out there. I know a lot of people want Matt Thomas off the team, and he might very well be off the team soon here. But just for all Bulls fans, it is okay that the Bulls did not do anything at the trade deadline. I am in agreement with almost every single one of you that has said, that has said that this Bulls team needs a backup center. I agree. I think Tony Bradley has underperformed. I like Tyler Cook, but I don't think he's the answer for a backup center. And this Bulls team needs rebounding. I agree. But, instead of trying to force a trade and giving up assets for a backup center, which again doesn't really move the needle for this Bulls team, it's okay that we stood pat. It's okay. It's all right. Things are going to be okay. Just trust the front office. Let them do their thing. And just relax. And I know Bulls fans don't understand relax or chill or anything like that. They just don't get it. But I'm going to show you some options right now. Right off the bat, this popped up right here. Moses Brown got waived by the Dallas Mavericks, and it was because of that Porzingis trade, and Mavs are getting back Dinwiddie and Bertans. So they had to waive Moses Brown. And I don't know if Bulls fans really know Moses Brown, but I mean, he's like a 7'1" center who can definitely dunk the ball very well. He can rebound very well. I'm not really too sure about his shot blocking, but when he played with OKC and he faced the Bulls, he absolutely dominated us. So Moses Brown, I mean, here's the thing. He just got waived. and the Bulls can definitely pick him up on the waiver wire. The Bulls have a trade exception. Remember that Daniel Tice trade. We got the $5 million trade exception from that Daniel Tice trade, and we need a trade exception or cap space, which we don't have cap space, so we can use a trade exception to pick up Moses Brown off the waiver wire. And now, again, I'm not saying this is just gonna happen. I'm not saying that AK is 100% gonna do this. I'm just saying it's a thought, and I think AK has 2 days to think about this. And if he wants him, then hopefully no other team picks him up before the Bulls get the pick. So I'm just saying this is just an option. He's a big dude that can come in, play that center position, play the backup center position. He's pretty athletic. This is an option. And look, the Bulls wouldn't have to trade anything. They would just have to waive somebody, whether it's Alfonso McKinney, Matt Thomas, whoever. They would just have to waive somebody. They would be able to bring in Moses Brown, and, there's your center all of a sudden for all you people that are going nuts. I want to see what the latest thing is here. What did Woj say? Raptors are waiving Drew Eubanks. There's another center. There's another guy that's potentially out there. Tristan Thompson is expected to be on the buyout market as well. I know Paul Millsap potentially could be there, but now that Paul Millsap just got traded to the 76ers, he might not want to leave. But again, this Bulls team can play the buyout market. Woj reported that the Bulls are potentially in the midst of trying to get Goran Dragic, who's expected to be waived by the Spurs. I don't see that happening because I think Dragic is probably going to go to the Mavericks. But again, it's like, what if AK is thinking, hey, we don't need to make a trade to potentially get one of the guys that we're looking at? Again, Moses Brown's right here. If he wants him, and no team's gonna pick him up off the waiver wire, which is it's a pretty decent deal, by the way, 2 years non guaranteed. Then maybe AK can snag him. So at the end of the day, for all you Bulls fans, it is okay that Karnisovas decided to not make any trades today. I am totally fine with it. Again, I don't see this Bulls team as a contender. I really don't right now. And I think what we're probably looking at is this offseason coming up. Remember, Zach LaVine, we have to re-sign him, and hopefully he re-signs. But this offseason coming up, I think you're going to see this Bulls team go from being a playoff team, which they clearly are right now, and I think this Bulls team can get into the second round and put up a pretty decent fight. I don't think they're going to be an easy out. I just don't think they're winning it all. But they're going to go from, playoff level status, second round, exit status, to then potentially becoming a contender. Because I think in the offseason, you have much more flexibility. You have a lot more options. This is then the time to use all your assets. And one asset that I'm really looking at is that Portland pick that we got in the Lauri Markkanen deal. Yes, the Bulls decided not to trade that right now. And with Portland literally getting rid of everybody, it doesn't look like Portland's going to make the playoffs. And the pick is lottery protected, so therefore it's going to go to Portland. But the Bulls would still own it the next season and for a long time after, because I think it goes out until 2028 or 2029. By the way, though, that pick, is then going to be an available asset for teams. Now, teams probably don't want it that much, but it is definitely something that the Bulls can throw out there and potentially package with someone else and then upgrade this team even more. I'm not really too sure how much cap space we're going to have. If this is the case right here where it says 102, and that's 100, and that's correct, then the Bulls will have a little bit of cap space to work with. Also, probably some exceptions as well. But again, we used a lot of assets this past offseason to get, Vucevic in the middle of last season, DeRozan, obviously, Lonzo Ball, and also Derrick Jones Jr. in that pick, right? So we used a lot of assets to get to this point right now. I don't think the Bulls have a lot of assets right now to trade. I don't think there's anything on this Bulls team that's really valuable that the Bulls are offering to other teams, except maybe for Kobe White. It looked like Patrick Williams was not available. So not a lot for this Bulls team to kind of, move to upgrade this team significantly. So expect this Bulls team to get out in the buyout market. And then in the offseason, I expect this Bulls team to go from, playoff status to then contending status. Because this is then where you're going to see this Bulls team really, I think, start to take off and take advantage of DeMar DeRozan while he's here for at least the next 2 seasons. So just a quick little video, just so all you Bulls fans could just relax, please. My God, y'all make me look very, very bad on Twitter because y'all are freaking out and it drives me insane. It's okay that the Bulls did nothing this trade deadline. It is okay. Before I end this video, I do want to say that there is there is a little something in the NBA in the front office where trades can happen after the deadline. So I think it's 100% over now. I don't think the Bulls are doing anything. But I just remember Stu Jackson, who worked in the NBA front office, and he was on NBA TV, and he was explaining that you can actually do trades after the deadline, but teams have to basically, call one another. You have to say all the players, and then the NBA can hold a number for you, and then potentially then you can come back to that trade and you can accept it after the deadline, etc. But I'm just saying, don't be shocked if, like, let's say Shams or Woj reports, hey, this just happened. I don't think that's going to happen. I really think all the trades are done today. But, I'm just kind of throwing that out there so all you Bulls fans, maybe can hold on to a little cling of copium, just so that you can have a trade and be excited for it. Which, again, I don't see any trade out there that's going to significantly help this Bulls team after a lot of guys, were kind of thrown around pretty early in the day. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Go Bulls Nation. Make sure you hit that like button if you're new to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hopefully the Bulls can take advantage of these next 4 games. Hopefully you get on a little winning streak. Hopefully we get some guys healthy. I'm really excited to see Patrick Williams play this year if he's able to play. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.